Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz, October 26, 2016, 11:29 p.m. I just ran across something that I didn't rattle me, just kind of made me mad. Um, I did the blog recently, and several weeks back I mentioned it. The Giants of Kandahar, Afghanistan, and the people in the town below. See, I believe that area actually services Pakistan and Afghanistan in the bottom down below the where this giant's supposed to live. I also believe there's a portal in there. But the story, as I laid it out, as closely as I could get, and the only thing I didn't lay out was the date. And the only date I had was 2016, 2015. Well, a really odd thing happened. I was in the house, and I was really tired. I went to bed at 4 a.m. once again, and I was up at 8, and my brother and I and another guy, we jumped on our Harleys and took off and rode 165 miles maybe. I got back and my butt's been dragging ever since. But anyway, I had been preparing some food to get it ready so I could finish it tomorrow. And I'm typing. I'm just going away on my iPhone because I saw a commercial. And I don't pay a lot of attention to TV when I'm sitting there, but I saw a commercial. Actually, I heard a voice in a commercial. Then I looked up, and it was Megyn Kelly. She's going to be on Dr. Phil's show, and he asked her about Trump, and she really didn't have a lot to say about Trump, if anything. But then he asked her about the guy, I can't remember the name, that got fired, the head guy. She said, well, he asked me, or rather referred his thoughts. Boy, you would sure look nice in different kinds of bras. You know, what's the big deal? But that is not the point of this blog. This blog. So I said, oh, yeah. I got up and I started out. And when I got to the kitchen, turn on the water, fill up my ice, my water, and I happen to look and I see a setting that looks like it was taking place somewhere in a desert. And what I saw was an ugly dude. Didn't look that big from where I was seeing him. But in any case, I turn again, I'm walking out, and I get all the way to my front door, and I heard a scream. I turn and look back toward the TV, which is sitting in the kitchen, and I see this giant, or this person, this big guy, holding a soldier up at the tip of his spear. In one arm, he's holding that soldier up, then he flings him off the bluff. So now, wait a minute, this is too familiar. So I go back in, I sit down, and I watched it. I backed it up, and I watched it. And I said, this can't be true. So what I wrote in my email, and I sent to my email so I could see it, and right here at the bottom, a movie. It's on the IFC channel, and it was tonight, Birmingham time, and it's on right now. And I was typing my last blog, usually ignoring the TV. And anyway, a large being was eating a man. I stopped and looked at the title, and the title was "The Hills Have Eyes Too." Guardsman investigating a distress signal in New Mexico. Remember that. Guardsman investigating a distress signal in New Mexico. So I start back out the door and I hear a scream or a yell. I turn back around, all of a sudden I see that looks like a whole lot bigger dude this time had speared a man that looked to be 6 foot, 6'1", holding him up in the air about 15 feet in height and elevation, and threw him off that bluff. I said, no, wait a minute. This is not right. Something's not right here. So I went and I looked again at the title. And the title was, as I just told you, that's what it was. And it also, the story about the 7 soldiers killed in Kandahar in Afghanistan, but anyway, the name of this movie was the soldiers that went to a distress call in the New Mexico mountains. So let me tell you what I found out, what I saw, and this kind of shocked me a little bit. And I'm just look. I have to look at that title about 10 times to make sure I'm not missing some of it. And again, The Hills Have Eyes 2, apparently part 2. Guardsmen investigate a distress signal in New Mexico. Okay. Now, so I got out my phone and I went to Giants of Kandahar, and I looked at every single date in every single title. Giant killed in Afghanistan cave, Giants of Kandahar, Afghanistan. Real giants caught on tape, giant flown out of Afghanistan, Giant of Kandahar wiki, and Kandahar. Well, I hit something. I didn't mean to do that. And but anyway, finally, and I see the Kandahar giant, Steve Quayle. But I keep checking dates. I don't find anything beyond 2015 or prior to 2015. And then, I run across one. The date is 2009. And it's talking about the same thing going on in 2009 as we're just hearing about today. The movie, the date on the movie was dated 2007. It's when that movie came out. And another thing caught my eye that made me turn back around. Again, I've been trying to get out here. A sign laying on the ground in Arabic. And I thought, now this is really getting strange. So I go back in and I rewound it, 30 seconds and watched it. And I saw the sign laying on the ground in Arabic. And then wind was blowing. And as the wind blew, the dust blew off of the remaining sign. Arabic, and then blow was in English. And it said Kandahar. What would that be doing in New Mexico? Why would that have happened in 2007? Why wouldn't we have heard about that at least near that time? I don't know what it is. And the very last thing I saw on my phone was that someone called it a hoax. but they went to this couple that usually looks them up and tell you if they're a hoax or not. I don't believe those people any further than I could throw them. You know, Snoops. So I didn't even read what Snoop said about it. All I did was saw a date, 2009. So anyway, I just wanted to run that by you. Is it true or is it not true? And I need to go back and listen to them and see the dates that are put on them by these guys that are talking about it and have the blogs about it. So I'm going to do that, and I will let you know. Now, I've got to take my time and do a blog because I've got a blog that I don't like. And now the two that I've been working on, I've laid aside. And I'm changing up just because when I heard the voice from Megyn Kelly going to be on Dr. Phil to tell her story, whatever that may be. Thank goodness it's in late November. But so this is what I'm going to do before I do anything else. So probably nothing else tonight, but maybe tomorrow night late, because I got a lot of researching to do now on Megyn Kelly and some stuff before I do a blog. I'm just saying that all this did not happen until Trump turned Bill into a boiling cauldron sitting over in the corner over there. He had blood shooting out of his eyes. And then the next day, 5 women. The next day, 4 more women. And then I don't know how many women piled up on Trump after that. I believe every bit of it, 99% of it, is a fake, because no one said that Trump ever touched them. So what is that, a Trump over Bill Clinton? Because Trump didn't touch, Bill didn't only touch, he raped. But yet they're making the issue out of Trump, not Bill Clinton. Remember, that's his wife to run for president. And you know damn well who's going to be running the show, not his wife. Jody Wolf Expoz.